All right, Lacey, can you update me on Felix Hernandez's status right now?
So, as you said, Felix suffered from discomfort in his right shoulder. He described it to be like a dead arm, so not really painful, not much pain there, but just kind of uncomfortable, nothing coming out of it, didn't feel right, didn't feel good. The Mariners announced that Hernandez is expecting to miss 3 to 4 weeks due to this injury, and he is going to get an MRI in Seattle in the next coming week or so. So we'll figure out the root of the problem there. But guys, my question is, a few weeks ago we were talking about when Felix was on the mound and he wasn't doing so well, and he came out of the game due to injury, in scare quotes. Is this really something serious? I mean, small shoulder discomfort. He gives up 6 runs. What kind of injury is this?
I saw that it was a little more of a conservative 3 to 4 weeks. He's kind of determined to beat that time frame out, but he can't afford, like we've talked about before also, he can't afford to miss 6 or 7 or 8 weeks of the season.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't. Who would you still, Felix Hernandez in his current state, would you rather trot out Chase DeJong?
No.
Or would you rather trot out Felix Hernandez? It's kind of it's a no-brainer.
Did he already get his MRI, or?
Yeah, I think that I think it's just shoulder bursitis.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is the diagnosis, and like I said, he's trying to beat that 3 to 4 week time frame.
Got it.
I think that there is something extremely suspect about the injury. Not that it happened. I think that that it happened, that's fine. But, you know, these starting pitchers, they throw bullpens between their starts, right? And on Sunday, the Mariners called up Chris Heston. Okay, he's a starting pitcher for the Rainiers in the Mariners organization. They called him up on Sunday. Okay. Then the very next game they play on Tuesday night, Hernandez leaves after 2 innings. It makes you wonder that stuff was going on during his bullpen and they knew he wasn't right. They knew he could probably spend 10 days on the 10-day DL and be okay, but they still trotted him out there anyway. It could be me looking into it way too much, but the timing of it is what makes me think, you know, they knew about this and they still ran him out there just because.
It's a very good point.
My thing is this too, Christian, is that the last thing you ever want to hear your starting pitcher, your ace, your numero uno say is, I have dead arm.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of messaging is that? Think about everyone gets a dead arm in a while, but you never want to say it felt like dead arm.
Yeah.
Like, yes, that's exactly what I want to hear from my starting pitcher. Because his arm feels dead.
Yeah.
This is great.
That's definitely more of a end of spring training. We've thrown a ton and we haven't done it in a while type of injury. Just say it's dead arm, or, you know, it's just kind of, I don't know, it's weird. It's weird they call the guy up and then the next start that Felix goes out there, it doesn't last and he guns up on the DL. It's kind of like, you guys knew that something was wrong.
Yeah.
Sit him that start and hopefully he's better by the time the next start rolls around. But
bad
wanna go
messaging all the way around.
I want to go as
messaging.
far as saying Felix is washed up, but he is getting older, and his age is starting to show.
yeah.
I think if Paxton continues on the path that he is, he will be the ace in waiting for the next few seasons.
I think from a like a stuff wise, that's a baseball word, stuff. But
Yeah,
what he's
yeah.
throwing right now is, I mean, he's the ace as
Yeah.
far as just his ability right now.
He still
but
has good.
like I said, the mental, the emotional leader is Felix Hernandez, and he's not there right now. So DJ, can you tell me a little bit more about the Haniger injury
Yes.
and how big of a loss it is for this team?
Yes, so I'm pretty sure it was a slight strain in his oblique,
Mm-hmm.
and he is currently on the 10-day DL. He's kind of like Felix, 3 to 4 weeks, hopes to rejoin the team late May, early June. So that's kind of the timetable when we're looking at for his return. As far as a big loss for the team, it definitely is, because he was arguably the M's most valuable player in April, posting a batting average of .342 with 4 home runs and 16 RBIs. He was an awesome hitter in that number 2 spot behind either Segura or Dyson, whoever was leading off that night. And he was a very trendy pick for Rookie of the Year. And it'll be interesting to see that if once he gets back, he is able to continue that success. Because if he does, he can put in still a good case for Rookie of the Year. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see how he does going forward.
Yep, he was leading the league as far as rookies are concerned in several categories. I mean, he was having a fantastic start. So to see him go away for a little bit is frustrating. It's obviously not ideal for the Mariners. All of the injuries they have already experienced this season are frustrating. Gene Segura missed time. Drew Smiley hasn't even started yet this season. He's been on the DL since spring training. They're trying to make it work, and they ended up finishing the month of April 11-15. You know, and for a team that started 1-7. I mean, that 11-15. That's it's not bad. But there are struggles. Drew, can you tell me about where they are struggling the most?
Yeah, except for the last game against the Tribe. They've consistently been winning big and losing the close ones. Average runs they lost by in April was 1.2.
Ugh,
That is sad.
that's frustrating.
They got to start winning the close ones. They can't just win the third game of the series by tacking on 10+ on the number 3 or 4 starters and a depleted bullpen by that point. That's not going to work, especially as we get down towards playoff time, pennant races, things that matter here in Seattle that we haven't had up here in Seattle in a really long time. Those things matter, and you have to be able to win those games. You can't consistently lose the first 2 games of the series 3-4, 1-2, 7-8, 4-5. You can't do that and expect to be a competitive team down the stretch.
One more area. I guess there's a couple areas we could talk about, but one more before we hit this break. We got to talk about how bad the team has been at first base. They brought in Vogelbach in a trade last season. They were going to give him a chance. They brought in Danny Valencia. They were going to platoon the two, and the production has been awful. In the American League, there's only one team that is worse at first base than the Mariners. The first baseman for the team has combined to hit 160 with an on-base plus slugging of only 479. Put it into perspective. The Oakland Athletics lead the AL with first baseman batting 295 with an on-base plus slugging of 922. It's not even close. What is the answer for the Mariners at first base?
Well, it kind of makes us miss Adam Lind and Daeho Lee.
Right.
As much as it...
Just a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, together, combined, they posted some decent numbers last year. Good enough to win, better than it was this year. But I either think I don't think we can wait and see anymore and wait till the trade deadline to maybe look at making a deal. I think we got to go out and sign a free agent because Vogelbach obviously is still developing, and Valencia he's just been struggling. He's a professional hitter, but he's just not having a great year. And like I said, I think it lies in the free agent market. There's three players that I really have my eye kind of on. 2 of them I think would be better first baseman defensively, but there's Justin Morneau. He's a seasoned vet. He's 36 years old, but you could sign him to a 1-year contract and I think get some good at-bats and good defense out of him.
You just need someone solid there.
Uh-huh.
And that guy, he's old, but he fits the mold.
Yeah.
You just need someone solid.
He's a professional. Then Johnny Gomes, he's bounced around kind of throughout his career, but like I said, another solid pickup. And then Billy Butler, who spent last year with the Oakland Athletics. I know his hitting has kind of declined, but still better than what we're getting out of the Mariners' first baseman right now.
Yeah, I did not even realize that those guys were available. I was, when I pitched the question, I was thinking, are they going to slide Taylor Motter over there? Are they,
See, yeah, I mean, Motter,
but free agents,
yeah,
if they're cheap enough at this point.
It just has to be the price is right. And with Motter, he's definitely hitting good enough, but he's provided good utility work elsewhere and should be. He shouldn't have to worry about first base.
I said just the M's have spent a lot of money in their infield already. I don't see, especially with a franchise who's inherently
Small market
and very Moneyball-esque in terms of how they spend money, what they ask players to do, and things of that nature. I don't see them spending any more money on the infield.
Yeah.
And we didn't talk about it, but the
Outfield
designation of for assignment of Leonis Martin that kind of handcuffs the Mariners. I mean, Taylor Motter is going to have to play one of those corner outfield spots, especially, and Haniger being down right now, so they really don't have an immediate option at first base. They're kind of handcuffed with what they have, and
which Martin cleared waivers. He's at AAA now.
He's in AAA Tacoma.
So
Yep.
technically, we could select his if he, I guess, works on his hitting. We could select his contract again, and we can see a backup in the majors.
Yeah,
but
he can come.
It's unlikely.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna take some time.